Hello, good morning. Our first issue is private vaccination. Recently, our health minister has requested all the states to follow up on private COVID vaccination centers because out of all the vaccines that are manufactured, 25% are kept for private sector only. In this context, as the slow pace of private vaccination is happening in India, that might affect the entire vaccination drive. That's why states must follow up with the private vaccination centers. We have EVIN system, Electronic Vaccine Intelligence Network system, and CoWIN app. Data from these initiatives have to be taken to follow it up because we need data. How many vaccines are administered, from which center, everything will be there in these databases. So these have to be followed up. Next issue is Afghanistan's future. Recently, in the consultative meeting of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, our Minister for External Affairs said that peace negotiations in Afghanistan should follow an acceptable compromise. What is that? USA and Taliban, USA and the Afghanistan government, regional countries and Afghanistan, we all made certain agreements. Let's say Doha Agreement, Moscow Agreement, Istanbul Heart of Asia process. So all these things they promote for consultative process in Afghanistan. So Afghanistan end state must be inclusive. Taliban, if they take over the control as like in the 1996, it is not going to provide for stable country. Ultimate sufferers would be the citizens of Afghanistan. In this context, neutral, democratic Afghanistan, free from terror attacks, this should be the way forward. That's the statement issued by our Minister for External Affairs. In this context, recently India also started negotiations with Taliban. Earlier, our stand was different. We were not agreeing for negotiations with Taliban because they were considered terrorists. Now, as the situation and the strategic context has changed, we started negotiations with Taliban. Next issue is India Russia 2 plus 2 meeting. 2 plus 2 meeting means External Affairs and Defense Minister from our side, from their side also, External Affairs and Defense Minister, they meet and they consult on various things. We already have such consultative 2 plus 2 meetings with USA, Japan, etc. Now, this year we are going to have the first 2 plus 2 meeting with Russia. And India and Russia are going to jointly participate in BRICS Summit, in Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, and in G20 Summit in October. India and Russia, in spite of having some issues, we enjoy good strategic relationship, especially in the defense sector, etc. We have good strategic relationship. Recently, Quad grouping, India joining in the Quad grouping, that has led to little tension between both the relations, but still, both the countries enjoy a good strategic relation. Next issue is India Maldives relationship. Recently, our Prime Minister has spoken with Maldivian President. There's an internet campaign running in Maldives saying India Out campaign. What is that? India's cabinet has approved for consulate in Addu Atoll. Addu is the name of a place in Maldives. Addu Atoll without Maldives official statement. In this context, it is considered as high-handedness. So they started this campaign, India Out campaign in their media. But we enjoy strategic cooperation. In the recent call, Indian Prime Minister said that Maldives, which is an Indian Ocean country, is central pillar of India's neighborhood first policy. It is also part of India's Sagar policy. And recently, India has supported for UNGA's presidential candidate from Maldives. India has provided for vaccine support, and historically also we have good strategic depth. In this context, these things might not impact the strategic relation, but then the political conflict that's happening in Maldives is going to cause little rupture. In this context, high-handedness will never work, especially in the changing geopolitical context. It's all about consultative process. Next issue is India's growing neurological burden. Neurological diseases have more than doubled between 1990s to 2019 according to Lancet survey. What are the risk factors? Risk factors include high blood pressure, that is BP, air pollution, dietary risk, high fasting plasma glucose levels, high body mass index because of obesity, etc. These are all the risk factors. In this context, what are these neurological diseases? We have communicable and non communicable neurological diseases. Let's understand the non communicable neurological diseases. Non communicable neurological diseases include stroke, headache, epilepsy, cerebral palsy, Alzheimer's, dementia, brain and central nervous system cancer, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, motor neuron diseases, and other neurological disorders. Important, they might ask this in prelims. Next, what are the communicable neurological disorders? Encephalitis, meningitis, tetanus. And then there are injury related disorders. What are they? Traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries. These are the neurological injury related neurological disorders. Out of all of them, non communicable neurological disorders such as stroke, this is the third leading cause of death. Third leading cause of death. Very important. Next issue is RBI has barred MasterCard to issue new cards to new users. Why? RBI has issued a circular on storage and payment system data in 2018. But it said that all the payment related data needs to be stored in India within 6 months of issuance of this particular circular. MasterCard has not complied with these rules. That's why RBI has barred the MasterCard from issuing new users cards to new users. Next issue is Templeton, Franklin Templeton issue. What is this? Recently, Supreme Court has given the verdict that any mutual fund scheme, when the trustees wants to close it, they have to take the consent of the unit holders. That means those who are promoting the mutual fund schemes, before closing, they have to inform and take the opinion or consent of the trustees, means those who have invested in those mutual fund schemes. Recently, last year, Franklin Templeton has closed 6 mutual fund schemes, and then SEBI has imposed fine on SEBI has said that this is irregular and it has imposed fine. Franklin Templeton went to Supreme Court saying that this is our legal right and SEBI has no business in it. But Supreme Court said that yes, you have the knowledge on when to close and when to not to close. Trustees have the knowledge. We agree. But then consent of the unit holders must be taken. There should be harmonious interpretation between the rules and regulations of SEBI. Mutual fund regulations are there issued by SEBI because mutual funds are regulated by SEBI. So, harmonious construction, yes, you have the authority, but then you have to take the consent from the unit holders. That's the final judgment. Next issue is a rebate on tax on textiles. Recently, Cabinet has approved for extension of this rebate on tax on textiles scheme. The rebate means the kind of subsidy on apparels and garments. Ministry of Textiles and Ministry of Finance, they provide for subsidies and it provides for competitiveness in the international markets, and we are expecting for 10% growth in the export sector. Annually, our apparel sector, they provide for $22 billion of exports. In this context, providing rebates would help. And textile sector is also one of the employment generating sectors. That's why it is important. Next, let us understand the editorials. First one is UP's draft population bill. See, draft population bill, this particular one links the welfare schemes with the population. That means if you want to get the benefits under this scheme, you have to go for this. Isn't it a forceful thing? Isn't it coercion? So, making welfare conditional is a stamp of coercion. That's the statement said here. And women lose their reproductive freedoms. Under K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India case, it is said that privacy is a fundamental right. Now, reproductive freedoms are part of privacy. How can government forces? And there are other alternatives. See, if it is the only solution, it could have been different. But there are other solutions to achieve population control, like socio-economic measures, increasing the women's education, providing for awareness on reproductive health choices. These things are there. When better alternatives are there, coercing this way is a stamp of it's against the freedoms. Next issue is 5 years after Brexit. Brexit means Britain, that is UK, leaving the European Union. A referendum was conducted in 2016. After that, only in the last year, final Brexit deal happened. But then, even after that, between UK and European Union, there is no conclusive deal on how to cooperate on trade in goods and services, on providing for visas. There are many issues because earlier there's a close integration between the countries of European Union. But now, as UK has left out of it, how should the countries cooperate? On that, there is no conclusive deal. And the Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, they both are part of one single island geographically. So, in spite of UK leaving the European Union, the same agreements like in the previous ones are happening with Northern Ireland. In this context, there's a controversy on how can you do this because we have left. We don't want this, but still you're trading with Northern Ireland in a similar way. So such things are there. It means even 5 years after the Brexit, there's no conclusion. Next issue is Kashmir's future. So, with regard to Jammu and Kashmir, Article 370 was removed, Article 35A was abrogated. State of Jammu and Kashmir is bifurcated into two union territories. In this context, what should be the way forward? Recently, Jammu and Kashmir leaders have met Prime Minister, but there's no conclusion because Jammu and Kashmir issue is not being taken into account. A delimitation commission is there. It wants to provide more seats to Jammu and it ignores the Kashmir Valley's interest. In this context, there's a political solution. There should be a political solution for this problem. It's been 70 years. This political solution should include 4-point formula that has been agreed upon by Indian Prime Minister and former Pakistani President Parvez Musharraf. It was close to conclusion. We were about to conclude the Kashmir problem, but then due to some other issues, it got delayed. This should be again revived. That's the only solution. Political solution is the only solution. Next issue is no to pseudoscience. Recently, IGNOU has launched a degree course on astrology. And there are objections from astronomy. Science and pseudoscience both are different. So, astrology, its assumptions are different. Astronomically, we have scientific information which is different. So, a pseudoscience without any scientific basis should not be promoted. Next issue is Bharat Ratna. Recently, Delhi's Chief Minister has written to Prime Minister saying that Bharat Ratna should be given to Indian doctor. Indian doctor as a group should be given Bharat Ratna. That's the proposal. But then see, all doctors, that means all doctors should be given. If you understand the context, in the present context, we might have seen many people suffering, especially in the private hospitals, charging lakhs of rupees 10, 15, 20 lakhs of rupees. It's not that all doctors are benevolent in the people's perception of all the doctors is not benevolent. In this context, changing the criteria to award the Bharat Ratna might lead to future problems. Some people might ask, demand for inclusion of some things in the future. In this context, awards cannot be given on this basis. Maybe individuals or a community who has contributed more, who has really contributed more, they can be given. It doesn't mean doctors have not contributed. Yes, they have contributed. But changing the criteria as per our convenience might lead to future problems. That's the issue over here. These are today's issues. All the very best. Thank you very much.